social media can be a tough place to navigate. And unless you're going to ban players from participating in social media altogether, they're going to see some stuff they don't like, even when it pertains to basketball. And that's why I appreciate what Ty Harris did and said in response to some stuff that she saw, because
to play for the Indiana Fever while constantly facing narratives about Caitlin Clark, like how her teammates are supposedly terrible, or that nobody cares to watch games without her. Of course, that is.
Now, again, that's like an extreme point of view, just like the other, they're better without Caitlin Clark is an extreme point of view, but it's an unavoidable one to see on social media if you're on it. And apparently Ty Harris saw
something she found problematic, prompting her to write, "You all thrive on watching people fail. You don't have to."
Others down to support y'all fave. I had a bad shooting night for sure, but we got the dub. And what does that help our team as a whole and whoever is your fave? We're all trying to help any way we can. And this is apparently in response to a post from Stavros, who I met at All-Star Weekend last year. We had a great convo.
He genuinely seems to back the Fever as a team, though he is clearly a huge Caitlin Clark supporter. He wiped the tweet, so I can't see the original, but you can understand her frustration. He posts so often.
I don't know, if it was just the wrong meeting of the minds. He did clarify what she said, what he said. I'm sorry. My bad, Ty. The first part was a bad attempt at sarcasm. I actually thought you played well, had a solid game, and did exactly what the Fever needed you to do. It was my terrible attempt to say you had a good game, even if the stat sheet wasn't flashy.
Apologies for that. So he took responsibility for his words. But this goes beyond just one post. It is about the broader conversation and the subsequent reactions.
She responded back to somebody who said, "You can't be responding. Why y'all keep telling me to log off? It's my day off. Can't have conversations about people thinking I'm fighting. My life is blessed and highly favored."
Truly favored. Then there was the most vital part of her message regarding the Fever locker room. In light of all this drama, my point is, people fabricate stories, and I'm just engaging like everyone else on,
"Our team is good in the locker room. Trust me," all caps. Reread my tweets so you can fully comprehend. Nobody holding resentment. We're all trying to help in any way.
Nobody holds a grudge. We are all striving to succeed together. And that was the gist of it. Apart from a single response to a user who had posted her performance metrics mid-game. Currently, they're
currently hyping Harris as such a great PG under Stephanie White and her system. Nothing personal against Ty, but what the F are we doing? And she replied simply, "Dubs," in the chat.
Was Ty Harris insisting, "The locker room is good. Trust me." That comment addresses the source of the criticism, the internal friction, and the persistent rumors. We have certainly seen Caitlin Clark and Ty Harris have their friction points, right?
Ty adopted Caitlin's call celebration, and that was the last game against the Sparks, and it looked like Caitlin did a little South Carolina nod at the same time. So you had that.
It becomes complicated because you want to have a genuine discussion about team dynamics, which I have plenty of thoughts on. And I have broken down Caitlin Clark, Stephanie White's tactical approach, and the way Stephanie...
But, you can do some of this stuff in good faith without it having to be attacks or again, conspiracies or some of that. And where that line is, that's up to every individual. I know I ain't been perfect. I know I've contributed to some extent, but I do my best to talk about what's happening on the court and how the dynamics from on the court and the dynamics, in the locker room can infiltrate those things and lead to frustration and other moments.
Difficult moments. Ty Harris specifically finished with 4 points in this outing. She is a veteran under Stephanie White. Clearly, the coach maintains a high level of confidence in her. She went 0 for 4 shooting, but contributed 5 assists and a plus.
Good, steady defense. She gets the team into what they're running. Raven Johnson played I thought pretty well in this game as well. I'd like to see Raven get some more minutes next to Kelsey, some more minutes next to Caitlin. Ty Harris, though, like where she fits in that rotation.
Will be a tricky balancing act once Caitlin Clark returns to the lineup. And Ty Harris is also a player who battled through a significant injury just to return to the active roster.
And then everybody was hyper analyzing when Stephanie White was happy for her and in tears or whatever the other game. So it is a bunch of landmines for everyone involved, I think, to a certain extent.
Caitlin Clark wants the Fever to succeed. Ty Harris wants the Fever to succeed. Stephanie White wants the Fever to win. Finding the right formula for that victory remains an ongoing process. Ultimately, the priority is that our team culture remains rock solid, even though it's impossible to police the endless noise circulating on social platforms.
And, I'm doing my best to try and take a breath on some of this stuff as well. Some other semi-related news, because the next game for the Fever is against the Sparks. Ty Harris had the good scoring game.
Standout offensive performance in their previous meeting. Hopefully, we see Caitlin Clark back on the court soon. Honestly, the ideal scenario for the Fever would be a decisive wire-to-wire blowout win with Clark performing at an elite level.
We'll see how the minutes distribution goes with the other guard spots. That is going to be fascinating to see from Stephanie White, how she manages the minutes with Harris and with obviously Raven Johnson behind Caitlin Clark. But the Sparks have converted Kate Martin to a standard contract
roster spot, which seemed to be the logical trajectory for them. Regrettably, Tanaya Latson has been waived as a consequence. Still, Martin has truly established herself as a vital glue guy presence on the squad.
Was advocating for Kate Martin to play. Kate has gotten a bunch of run with the Sparks already, to the point where they were going to have to make this decision sooner rather than later. They make the decision. They bring her in. For Los Angeles this year, she's appeared in 10 games. She's only averaging 7.7 minutes.
So, her usage has been somewhat limited, though she's shot with decent efficiency overall and from deep. Clearly, this won't fundamentally shift the WNBA power balance, yet it does highlight how Martin's professional future
had kind of come into question, because she was, waived by the Valkyries and then put on the development contract by the Sparks. And, when that sort of stuff happens, you question how long somebody might be for the league. Martin had played solidly enough where
until the Valkyries made their surprise move. Thankfully, she has secured a stable role and a new home, which, unlike the situation people create by denying Caitlin Clark a landing spot with the Los Placenta, Angelique Sparks is now finalized just in time for Clark and the rest of the group to return.